And we're live once again.
Fantastic.
Live partially from Las Vegas. Alright, so the match we're going to be casting now is between Pat and Rob
That's
for
right.
Season 1, Round 2 action.
Yep. Pat will be running Mage, Warlock, and Druid. What's Rob running?
Rob's running Druid, Priest, and Hunter, so a nice little variety there.
Yeah, very cool. I think that's the most variety we've seen. I think other than Paladin, that's pretty much everybody that we've seen in the league so far.
Yeah, Trevor and I always seem to be running Warlocks and Paladins and stuff, so...
Yeah, and both Pat and I run a Mage, so and a Druid for that matter.
Yeah, so I'm just telling the players are ready to go.
Yep.
Alright, so a little bit of background for the standings here. Pat, aka Unstable Portal, dummied Trevor 3-0 in round 1. And Jamie got 3-0'd by Gray. Not Jamie, sorry, Rob got dummied by User Adam in round
That's
1.
right. Yeah. Also thanks to Mage, and partially thanks to Unstable Portal.
Yes. Alright, heading into the game now.
Yep, jumping in there.
Yeah, alright, so now we got the view of everybody.
I must protect.
Alright, so it's like Rob is running his Druid deck to start, and Pat's got his Warlock. Alright, and... Okay. So it looks like Pat's got himself...
Looks like a handlock. I mean, we did see Molten Giant pre-Mulligan, and with a Recombobulator, it's a pretty common kind of combo in handlock recently.
Yeah, handlocks are very popular in this league thus far.
That's true.
There's
And
Molten.
there's Molten Giant again.
Alright, look, on in Rob's hand, looks like we have a little bit of druidy things. Good Force of Nature, so combo's probably... Never mind, combo, there it is.
Yes, indeed.
So... So, lead off with First Blood. So, unfortunately for Pat here, he doesn't have his turn 4 play yet. He hasn't drawn it yet,
No.
which is very uncommon not to have at least one.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, looks like Rob's not opting to innervate slash
Alright.
Belcher.
He just keeps facing.
Certainly an
Building up
option.
Building up that armor. I mean, why not, right?
It doesn't hurt. If he knows he's facing a handlock too, he can play it certain ways. No
Yeah.
tap either from...
Well, I mean, if you look at his hand,
Oh, he's got the coin, that's right, yeah.
he's got 9 right now. So.
That's the problem I made in my match, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm not used to playing handlock at all. So he's keeping his innervate.
Yeah, if you'll pardon the pun, Pat's an old hand at handlock.
Alright, dropping the Lothad nice and early.
Yeah,
Not a
but I
bad
mean,
play.
that's not a bad play this turn. This is going into turn 5 for our Druid, and that does hamper things pretty well. I probably would have saved that for turn 9, especially considering how common combos are with Druids recently.
Yeah, but usually handlock doesn't need to worry too much about that because they have taunt making galore.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of board clear, and if all you need is one turn, and all of a sudden you end up with what was it, 26 damage?
Technically, he had 30 available to him.
That's right.
He didn't have to use this. He didn't have to attack himself. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Quite a crazy combo.
Alright, he's going for the swipe. Oh, and he's going to use Wrath to bop Lothad, but I don't mind that. Would have preferred saving Wrath for a little more something, but...
Yeah, it looks like he's going to play that taunt right away. Or you can just be facing again. Yeah, he's just gonna hero power.
Yeah, I like that. It sucks to lose innervates early, but then again, it's a long game against a handlock, so I don't mind it. Board is completely cleared, and still nothing great to play on Pat's side here.
True, but at the same time, Rob doesn't know that. I mean,
And there's...
that's a really nice drop right there.
I'm surprised he didn't drop the Mountain Giant. He could have dropped that.
You could have, but then he would have been able to taunt him. And you know, life is a precious resource for your hand lock.
This is true. He's a couple turns away from the combo.
Yeah.
Something I always consider when playing Druid, which conveniently on ladder I always tend to forget. It's like, oh yeah, they can do 18 or 14 damage without anything on the board. Cool.
That's right.
Alright, looks like he's... What?
Dark Bomb and trading.
Dark Bomb and probably Coil. That's what I'm thinking. He's
Yeah,
looking at.
you're right.
I prefer that play,
Yeah,
personally.
smart. Play the giant first.
Yeah. Alright, so what is Rob going to counter on this end? How's he going to deal with this board? He could... Well, he can kill the taunt, no problem, but that's... Ooh, Sylvanas. I always like that play.
It is not about
Always forces a reaction.
Yeah, Sylvanas demands to be dealt with. She's too big to leave alone, and she's tough to handle.
Yeah. Us being the ever watchful eyes and be able to see both hands, Sylvanas wouldn't accomplish much with the Iron Beak Owls, but not knowing that, I would probably bop do what he's doing there and drop Sylvanas.
True.
And that's like he's opting to do that.
Yeah, and I think that it's...
Ooh, I don't like that move. And I'll tell you why. Shadow Flame.
Yep.
He's overextending.
Silence and Shadow Flame, I think, is what's going to happen here.
Alright, fishing for an answer maybe? There it is. Boom goes the dynamite.
Oh, interesting.
Alright, draws a swipe. I definitely love the Azure Drake swipe combo later on. That's a devastating blow, 5 and 2 damage.
Oh, absolutely.
Or you could do the 2 damage Wrath, actually. That works too.
Yeah, and we may be seeing that now. It looks like we are. Yeah, 2 damage Wrath and then Hero Power, and he clears the other side of the board.
Clears the board, keeps himself a nice hand, and unless there's a taunt on the other end next turn, he could have lethal with this combo.
It's true.
In case you guys haven't noticed yet, the combo is actually... Every time we say the combo for Druid, it's Force of Nature and Savage Roar. That should, like... If you've ever played against a Druid, you've seen this combo a million times. So, just to clear that up. Alright, well, he's got some Giants to play.
Yeah, and I think that we're probably going to see the Belcher and...
You could just drop you can drop a Mountain Giant and taunt it.
Yeah, he
Belcher
could.
can work too. I think the Belcher's a safer play at this point, but you have to keep in mind that like the lower your hand size gets, the harder it is to play the Giant. Oh,
True.
Siphon Soul. Interesting.
It's going to keep him away from lethal, but...
Not by a lot.
Nope. Oh, and it looks like Rob is skipping the combo this turn.
You might as well save it for the killing blow, or until you have no choice.
Yeah.
Especially with the handlock, knowing the threat of Duraxis and the Molten Giants, because you can just drop them for free. It's good to keep your opponent at... I think usually I usually aim to keep him above 15 health, unless you can then deal with the Giants that you know you can, or you have a burst to be able to finish them off.
Yeah.
Because nothing's more aggravating to get into a Warlock at 1 or 2 health, or 3 or 4 health, or something like that, and then they drop
And then
Molten, and then Duraxis, and then it's like, oh, thank you.
Well, now there's a completely different game.
Yeah. All right. Oh, there's a taunt maker right there. Oh, he could.
Yeah.
Oh, I could see him flooding the board right now.
Yeah, 3,
Taunt.
2, and Sun Fury, and...
There it is. All the taunts he ever needs. There's a couple of decent plays here. I would definitely just throw the Wild Growth out right now, unless he thinks he can win, but I don't think he's got enough to deal with everything. No, what I would probably do is I'd kill the Ancient Watcher, and I would silence the giant and go the rest face.
Yeah.
Because with that, it basically gets the warlock down to 14, which is the magic number. And if he doesn't drop any of the taunts, that's the moneymaker.
True, but we know that Pat will.
He would, probably. He does have Argus, he does have Belcher.
He's got Belcher, he's got Argus.
I must save
But it looks like he's going through that play, those motions.
Yeah.
Oh, he's opting to clear instead, okay. Actually, this is... He does have the Shadow Flame, and will he opt to use it? I bet you if he drops that, he will. It's already a 3-for-1 juicy target.
Yeah, and
I
it
wouldn't
looks
do
like
that. I would drop the Wild Growth.
I know, but I don't think Groud's going to.
Nah,
He's going to do it. Can't resist.
No, it's unfortunate. It's so easy to want to flood the board, but handlocks are just... The card advantage right here is just devastating.
Yeah.
Fortunately for Rob, though, he's not out of the woods yet. He's got lots of options in his hand.
True,
Oh.
including for the silence.
He needs that. He needs an Innervate. He has the Innervate, he would have got this. He's fishing for something. What is he going to get?
So what? Not so.
Not so hot. Not so hot. Ooh, Dr. Boom. I did enjoy your post earlier. I was like, is Dr. Boom really licensed to be doing this stuff?
Is Dr. Boob a real doctor?
Trogzor. Interesting.
I'm actually quite happy to see Trogzor in more decks. I really think that Trogzor would be helpful in a anti-Mech Mage Priest deck.
I actually ran... I run Trogzor in one of the versions of my priest deck, and the only issue I have with it is that it's pretty slow, and you must have board control to start with to be useful.
True.
But in this case here, it could be very good. Ooh, Ancient of War. Alright, so...
What is it? Either +5 and taunt or dies immediately?
Or dies to Big Game Hunter or dies to Black Knight.
Yeah. Right, that's it.
Yeah. But I've only seen one person ever try to play him with +5 attack. It didn't end well.
I have
Ooh.
played it with +5 in the past, but it's been in very specific circumstances.
So what would you do here? I'm leaning on Dr. Boom, to be honest.
Honestly, I think that's the best call.
Like, I looked at Rag, I'm like, even if Rag hits the best target, it doesn't... Actually, every target is bad.
It's too much on the board for Rag to be advantageous. I just really hope that Pat avoids playing Big Game Hunter here.
Ooh, it's tempting, isn't it?
I think he's going to play Big Game Hunter, and he's going to regret that. Yeah, there we go.
But Trogzor drops. So that's interesting. Oh, there's a...
Better.
Those are fortunate boom shots for Pat there.
They really
Good
were.
old Puddin's neck. Alright. So Trogzor makes life no fun. But he has a lot of non-spell answers here as well.
It's true.
Silencing the Drake is very useful because you bring it down to a 4-1.
Yeah.
And basically you can eliminate that right away.
Then you still have the 2 taunts of the Belcher to deal with.
Yeah. But either way, like, would you rather deal with a 1-2 and a 4-2 or a 5-8?
That's totally fair. It depends on what your answers are.
Yeah. I don't like dropping Rag here. I wouldn't do that myself.
He's silencing something. He may be silencing Drogzor.
Darkside is not a terrible place to silence either, because then you could whip out the swipe.
Yep.
And that would be pretty good. I was thinking Belcher.
It still leaves some other options on the table.
Yeah.
We're seeing a lot of hesitation from Rob.
Well, there's a lot of targets here. A lot of, like, I could see 3 things you could silence.
Yeah. I mean, really the question is, what's the optimal play, right? And yeah, he goes to silence the Belcher.
It's not a good, like, speaking of silencing Belchers.
Not a bad play. You get rid
Yeah.
of 2.
Oh, he's just going right for face. Does he have the lethal?
He has lethal.
He does.
That's
Wow.
one for Pat.
Handlock prevails.
Yes, indeed.
My greetings.
My greetings. Alright, cool. So Pat is continuing his dominance, 4-0 so far this season.
That's all right.
All right, so it
So
looks
where
like,
does Rob go next?
all right, Rob's that was his druid.
You think he's going to go with Druid?
Well, his druid is gone, so he's left with
Right.
priest and hunter.
So out of the two, what do you think would make more sense for the handlock that we just saw?
Honestly, priest has such a hard time against handlocks. I even made a specific anti-handlock deck against Trevor's, and it still fell flat on its face.
Yeah.
So-
So Hunter it is, and you just hope to out aggro them.
Pretty much. Like, unless you pull a Hellfire or the right Shadow Flames, Hunter can be a pain as a handlock.
True.
And that's what he's going for right now.
Yep. So we're about to see that. I think the mulligan here is pretty obvious.
Yeah, throw away Trogzor on the top and the bottom, get rid of Savannah,
Yeah.
maybe even the Shredder. Oh, you pulling the whole thing away, okay.
Interesting.
Oh, that's a much better hand on for the Hunter. For Rob here.
Slightly better hand for Pat.
Wow, what's with all these gold cards? I guess Hunter's his main or something?
I think so.
Good lord.
I think that Rob had an all gold Hunter deck.
Wow. I would love to have an all gold priest deck, then I realized I like playing other things.
Mage has always been my primary, so if I was going to have any gold, it would be Mage.
It just costs so much dust.
I know.
It's just not worth it. So you have most of the collection and have dust throw away.
Absolutely.
But that, like, I thought about doing it. I was like, let me craft some gold in
You
Cabal
gotta
Shadow
be
Priests.
really confident in your deck list.
Cabal Shadow Priest, for example, is pretty good, right?
Yeah, totally. Especially now with the Shrinkmeister.
Yeah, I actually don't love the Shrinkmeisters, I'll be honest. But
Sorry, I lost you there. Could you repeat that?
yeah, I was saying I don't love the Shrinkmeisters. It's slow comboing. They're a great card. I just need them in the right deck.
I mean, the thing is that the Shrinkmeister Cabal combo is really late game combo. Cabal is not a cheap card.
No, for sure. All right, back to here. What do we have here? So typical turn 4 play of the Twilight Drake. I bet you wished he had a freezing trap here. You'll have to set with an explosive trap instead.
Yeah, this is textbook handlock, though, so.
Yep.
And I'm thinking that we may be seeing a version of Rattle Hunter, similar to what Rob actually saw in one of our turn 1 matches against Greg, right? Because Greg is a great Rattle Hunter.
Yep, definitely. Alright, healing him.
Resetting the clock a little bit there.
Yeah, and he ought not to give him the extra charge in healing mode either.
Yep.
Can't blame him on that.
Nope.
Now Freezing Trap's not as quite useful, but then again, he doesn't need to use it either. It is the long game against Warlocks. So.
Right.
Well,
And
Handlocks, anyway.
like you said before, with Hunters, it's just a slow countdown with that hero power.
It's very true. You can try healing all you want, but at the end of the day, the Hunters will wear you down.
Yeah.
Trogzor comes into play. So what does he have over here? Is he gonna coil in there? Oh, is he thinking Hellfire here? I wouldn't like it very much.
Well, it's Rob's turn right now, so.
I know. I'm looking at like what Hellfire would give him, and it's not a great result.
True.
Oh, he is gonna go for it.
Interesting.
Scavenging Hyena, not a bad beast. Not a bad one to draw into. Alright, well that's one Drake down. Can he deal with everything else that the Handlock can throw at him? I'm not so sure.
I think I'm getting some lag here then, because I'm not seeing any plays yet.
Oh, try to get out of the game then and rejoin the.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Rob's popped down a couple Undertakers. Unpowered for now.
And it looks like Pat lost his Hellfire. Can you run me through the last couple of turns?
Yeah, he silenced the Haunted Creepers, he Hellfired, which basically left just the 1/2.
Yep.
And that's basically it. Well, he figures he's not going to have a BGH target, so that's not a bad use for the card.
True.
I think the Hyena is the play. Those things are so annoying.
The Savannah Hymens?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. But I mean, at the same time, that's kind of the biggest, unless we're playing Dr. Boom, that's kind of the biggest card that you're seeing in Rattle Hunter now.
Yep.
Which means that BGH is really only useful for things like so
I know, that's why it was a fantastic play. I wouldn't have seen that myself.
Shadow Flame, sorry.
Yeah.
Pat's a great player there. He sees value very, very well.
Mm-hmm. Alright, that gets him the ability to play a giant. Or is he going to go with the Siphon Soul so soon? I suppose there's no better target, but I like that play better.
Yeah, agreed.
Oh, the Silence. That could be deadly. Does he want to waste it on the... Not, I don't want to say waste, but does he want to use it on the Belcher? Looks like the answer is no.
Your attention, please, for those guests on the website, flight 1585 for services to Calgary. I'd let you know that today's flight is completely sold.
Apparently today's flight is very extremely sold out in Las Vegas. Alright, so...
Yeah.
The mute button is a good one. Alright, so... Interesting... So he's out of AoE, so he needs to find ways to... He needs creative solutions here. You Siphon Soul any of the targets is a good idea. Looks like he's going to go for the taunt. Dark Bomb. Oh, and the Mortal Coil to finish off. Well done. Another Siphon Soul. Oh, Freezing Trap and Explosive Trap. This is where hunters usually have you where they want to. Now this is where he's being very careful.
Yeah.
Is it worth knocking him down 2 more points, or is it worth waiting? Because really, a handlock that's between 16 and 20 health, they're pretty useless. But he says he's not opting to do the hero power, but he'll do the 2 damage. Okay. So now it's up for Pat to come up with a solution to this. And I'd say this is a pretty good solution.
My shield.
Definitely.
Fun fact, don't silence the Ancient Watchers to remove taunt, because then they can hit back. But you do it if you have to. Honestly, if I'm in his shoes, I would say sit and wait. I know he's gonna he'd probably use the Argus to trigger the traps, but you almost need more charges on your weapon if you have any hope of bursting. The only advantage I could see is I don't know what the good play is here. Like he has a second freezing trap, which could really help out, but can't play that this turn. Because right now there's 11 damage on the board.
And even the silences don't really help him that much.
No, the Ancient Watcher is a tricky one. If you could just silence it and it went away, then yeah. But you can't. Oh, is he actually going to do it? He is.
Ooh, that is not a great play.
Well, he's basically just going for it. Ah, that's the better play. Now I see what he's looking for. He decided to burn the last swing of his weapon. Oh, that top deck. Shadow Flame incoming.
It's a pretty damn good top deck.
But he's got to know what those traps are. So you don't want to Shadow Flame right away.
No.
You need the Ancient Watcher to bait them out.
Interesting. And he's dropping it right away.
And he's not attacking.
Interesting.
Ooh, this could be bad. If it's Huffer. It's not Huffer.
It's not.
Alright, he's down to 6 health, and he can taunt, but he needs to kill him quick. And he's running out of turns with those traps in the hand.
True. I mean, he can heal himself up a bit by taking out.
Leok, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the Hunter, he needs to make a taunt at least, because he can't let Hunter just get a random charge minion and just win.
Right, but I mean, he can freezing trap in and then just play a very cheap Molten Giant anyway.
That's true, actually. You can play it for free at this point, regardless.
Oh yeah.
So he's gonna get his health. Okay, so the Molten Giant won't be 100% free.
But this actually helps him because now the Molten Giant gets reset.
It does, but I think it's a matter of time. I don't think Rob has any intentions of ever killing that thing.
And he gets his taunts back.
And lethal's on the not quite lethal on the board yet, but
No, I think that Pat's totally got lethal here. He's got 15 on the board.
not. I suppose with the freezing trap he plays it right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's game for Pat.
So long as he does this right, which he should.
Oh yeah. But he's still very cautious.
Yep. There you go.
Yep.
Handlock holds the fort once again. Jeez. I think people can't wait for the time for vetoes to start happening. We may have to implement them earlier on in the season if people want that.
Yeah, but that's the problem with Pat. Do you veto his Mech Mage or do you veto his Handlock?
I veto Handlock any day of the week, personally, but that's just me. Alright, so the Hunter goes down. He's down to the Priest. The Priest has to win it all.
And that's not a great matchup, as you mentioned.
No. It's not impossible, but my win rate against Handlocks typically is abysmal. So there they go, heading into the game. What can Rob's Priest do? What can he do versus the Handlock? Needs a good draw and needs a lot of answers quickly. Ah, he does have the Shrinkmeisters. That can lead to some very fun times. Thought Steal as well is very good in this matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. He's got the Shadow Word Death to start. Boom is not great, but everything else looks decent. And as for the Handlock hand, it doesn't matter. They'll get their cards eventually. So this is a patient game. Priest has to realize you don't overextend. If you can get away from the Shadow Flames and losing 3, 4, or 5 minions in one Shadow Flame, he has a good chance. The biggest challenge though is the Twilight Drakes in turn 4. Unless you have a silence, they are so annoying to deal with.
Yeah, but so far it seems unlikely that Pat's going to have it.
He's got a few more draws. Oh, he says screw that guy. No, Northshire Cleric. Oh! He got himself a Mountain Giant and a Siphoned Soul. That is an incredible thought steal.
Yes, indeed.
Incredible value. And no Twilight Drake to deal with either. This is really amazing position for him. He can drop the Mountain Giant right here, right now, and say, "What's up, Handlock? Heard you like giants."
And one turn late, but there's a Twilight Drake for...
Yep. Thankfully for, big Ape Hunters and all.
Oh, yeah.
Still not a bad play, though. I still like that.
No, not at all.
I still like those plays.
I don't know if I would have played it so early.
I would. Why not?
Precisely because of BGH.
But BGH would come out later anyway.
Yeah, but there's no way for Pat to know what Rob drew.
It's true. It's very true. Like,
I could have been an ace in the hole for late game.
The issue with the Giants is the small. Like, you're going to empty your hand as the game goes along, especially as Priest. You never really keep a full hand, especially in this matchup. So, anyways, I think he did all right.
That's true too.
There are a million ways to play the game.
Absolutely, but we're just here to offer our opinions, right?
All right. If people don't like us, they can mute us. Then they wouldn't hear the lovely music. Don't know how I feel about dropping the Akanai so early, but then again, he has a second one in the hand, so it's. I like to keep them because a double circle of healing move can definitely wipe out everything you could throw at it. A handlock could throw at you, but it's very unlikely to draw 2 of them. Alright, what's our handlock friend doing over here? Twilight Drake, it's probably a solid play.
I wonder.
Knife taps for a second Dark Bomb. Is he just gonna sit on this? Alright, he'll use the Dark Bomb, get rid of Akanai number 1. And we got a bruiser.
Yep.
Ooh, Shadow Madness along with... he doesn't have the Shrinkmeister in hand anymore, but... Dr. Boom, solid play. That I don't agree with. I don't agree with the Powered Shield, because Boom is already a target for death from instant removal anyway.
Yeah.
Ah, the Light Bomb. I'm glad he has that.
Totally.
Pat needs to worry about that card big time. He can't just be dropping tons of giants at once. Not like they used to be able to do. Pre-GVG, Goblins vs. Gnomes, they could drop as many giants as they wanted, and they realized you only had Shadow or Death. So if you drop 1 or 2 at once, you know, you can only deal with 1 at a time anyway. And there's the exact reason why I didn't enjoy the moves of putting the Powered Shield. It basically just drew a card.
Yeah.
Alright. No great plays here. You could drop a couple of minions and hope for the best. No Shadow Flame in the other hand, but he does have the Hellfire, which is a pain.
Yes, indeed.
Second Soul Priest, eh?
Embrace the void.
It's ballsy.
I'm not sure what it's going to do for him at this point, but
Damn, stand ready.
nice to have in play.
Is someone injured?
Northshire doesn't make sense here with the Akanai on the board.
He's just making more targets, is what the point of this is.
That seems desperate.
Well, Akanai... Yeah, see, now it's a perfect Hellfire board.
Exactly. I will be back in about 10 seconds.
No worries. Alright, so, Mind Control's drawn. He's got a lot of answers for late game. And I like the Siphon Soul here. I don't like playing the Cleric. It's your only card draw engine. You should only play that when you're able to, especially later in the game, unless you just want something on the board, but it really isn't much of a body. It dices too many things for my liking. Oh, the Torrent of the Giants is about to fall. Or Trogzor. Now, my controlling Trogzor could be interesting. You leave him with a Burly Rock Trog, but then again he has to deal with your Trogzor. That was a trade he was willing to make.
And I'm back.
So, my controlling of Trogzor the Earthinator just happened.
Interesting.
Yeah. You give him the Burly Rock Jaw Trog, but I think I've done it before. It's a decent trade. It throws a kink into any potential spell usage for sure.
True.
Yeah, but there's a Siphon Soul, so at the end of the day they burn 2 big spells and they each have a Burly Rock Jaw Trog. Say that a few times fast.
Really rock Trog?
Yeah.
I'd rather not, thanks.
Alright, well, he could Shadow Death the 1 giant. It's not a bad play.
True.
You know, or you could... fun fact, Shadow Madness buffs the opponent's Rockjaw Trog, and you can still take it.
After the fact?
As you cast it, yes.
Yeah, because it's a valid target when you cast it.
Exactly. So, he could kill the giant that way, if he knew that's the way it worked. I pulled that off the one time thinking that's how it worked, and it did, in fact, make that happen.
It'd be quite the trade.
No,
And now Shadow Madness won't work.
not at all.
So misplay on Rob's side for sure.
Well, I think it's time for... Ooh. Yes, do that first, and then you Shadow for Death. Yeah. I wouldn't say that's the most ideal play, but it's not a bad one.
I mean, it gets the job done.
Yep, And he didn't burn. He didn't burn the light bomb. The light bomb is basically his ace in the hole. Once he plays that, he's defenseless.
Right. So, considering light bomb is now part of the meta, yeah, that's totally the right play by. Yeah, that's right. Hey, right there.
Yeah, it's a Light of the Naru doesn't help anybody right now. At this point, I would almost be willing to encourage. I would go face against the Warlock and basically tell him, yeah, you know what, I'm going to try to rush you down. You might need to drop your whole hand to try to kill me. Don't think he'll fall for it, but it's worth a shot. He's pretty much conceded that, you know what, if you wanted to play Light of the Naru, he did that wrong. Don't do it, you're going to kill your guy. So, is Pat going to bite the bait and drop a multi-giant? He is. He's going to drop a second giant. If he knows better, he won't. This is still a very juicy light bomb target.
Shields up.
I think he has no choice but to do it. You kill 3 of those creatures and highly damage 3 of them.
Well played.
Light of the Naru to get himself back up. I'd say keep it if you had a chance for Akanai, but he already burned both his Akanai Soul Priests.
Right.
So now the Mountain Giants are hard to play.
You face Jaraxxus, Eladon Lord.
But the Eldar Lord of our Burning Legion is now among us.
It's true.
Bow before his might. So this is basically...
Just rush down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fun fact is, Holy Nova's beautiful right now.
Yes, it is. And yet it's not the primary play, which actually makes sense.
As you know what, this is great.
Yeah, this is better.
Yep.
You face Jaraxxus, Eladon Lord of the
Oh, another Shadow Flame. That's key here. Oh, the silence. No Inferno this turn, though. That's something to note, because the Infernos are essentially... Ooh, hello, you. Can somebody say... Fulgent? A golden one, too, jeez.
Yeah.
I wish I had a golden Fulgent. Ooh. What does the Draxus do? Inferno... And Sludge Belcher? That Belcher's gonna be annoying.
Yes, indeed.
Belcher's gonna belch. Ooh, hello, Sylvanas.
Ooh. That might be... that might be a little bit difficult to play around. Especially at this point in the game.
Yeah, I think Sylvanas might be better later.
Oh, agreed.
Good call on healing him up to 7 to get around Shadow Flame.
Yeah, and even just a straight hit if we're able to get rid of the Sludge Belcher.
Never mind.
Oh,
Defender of Argus, Shadow Flame.
that's pretty nicely done.
Fun fact too, the Infernos actually have a 6 mana cost, so recombobulating them could be fun.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Now, Sylvanas has to be the play now. Actually, he does not have lethal if he heals himself. Alright, Sylvanas has to pull a miracle.
I have no time for games.
And he just dropped the Shrinkmeister to get something on the board. It depends what the draw is. Antique Healbot. It does not bode, it doesn't bode well for Rob here. Time is not on his side. What does he get?
Really?
Oh, that's unfortunate. But he stays alive. But this is the game with Jaraxxus. You can't keep going toe to toe with Jaraxxus long term.
No, you cannot.
Balance
Drax
chosen.
is the man.
Strange enough, he's still alive through this. No, he's not.
No, no. Pat's got lethal.
He's got 16 damage.
Yep.
He's got,
Oh.
he's got the healing.
If he's smart enough to play his hero power.
Yes, he should.
I agree.
But funny thing too is the Warlock's almost out of cards, but I don't think 3 more turns later is gonna matter.
Yeah, I really don't think that the priest is going to fatigue him out. Not with those infinite 6/6s.
Exactly. Balance chosen. Final stand is made.
It's running out of cards.
All right. Is he just gonna go for it? Drop a giant and go face, or drop a giant and trade? That works too. Safer play.
Yeah.
All right, lot film number 2.
Oh.
Belcher. Belcher keeps him alive a little longer.
One more turn. If I'm Pat, I'm getting pretty frustrated. Actually, no, this doesn't keep him alive. No. This doesn't keep him alive. He can.
It does keep him alive.
It does.
Oh, with the Shadow Flame, no. Shadow Flame did it.
Yep.
And that is game, set, and match.
Yeah, it is. And Pat is still 3-0
6-0 over 2
6-0
matches.
total.
And poor
Poor Rob.
he's
0
0
for
6. He'll be looking to turn it around in round 3.
Absolutely.
Looks like his round 3 opponent will be Trevor.
Okay.
So, and Pat's next round opponent is myself, yours truly. That'll be a challenge and a half.
Fun times.
I don't know if I'll get my first win against those decks. Jeez.
Well, best of luck to you, Mark.
Yeah, and you will be facing Scott to round it all up.
Okay.
Actually, no, never mind. These numbers. Never mind. Ignore everything I just said about the matchups. They're wrong.
All right.
I haven't done them. I need to redo them.
That out.
Yeah, I'm gonna figure them out. Don't you
All right.
worry.
Cheers.
All right. Till next time.
Take care. Bye.